Statements by members. Just a reminder to honorable members that in terms of our rules, the time allocation for member statements is as follows. Each statement is 1.5 minutes. MEC's response to a statement is 2 minutes, and a maximum of 7 statements are allowed under this route. Are there any member statements? Honorable Mahlangu.
Honorable Speaker, let me take this time to greet yourself and congratulate yourself, Honorable Speaker. Undunankulu uSibetha Mthetho sePumalanga amalunga ahloniphekileko. Honorable Speaker, I rise to render a statement on behalf of the ANC to applaud the Provincial Executive Committee of African National Congress in Mpumalanga for their intervention to engage the provincial government led by Premier Mandla Ndlovu to talk to the Minerals Council, the Department of Mineral Resources and Exxaro Resource amid the retrenchment process initiated by Exxaro Resource in Leeuwpan Mine, one of its operations in the province. Honorable Speaker, the mining sector is a significant contributor to South African economy, and Mpumalanga province is a major hub for coal mining. The mine review process, which started on 30 June 2025, led to retrenchment, although the exact number of jobs affected is still uncertain. Statistics South Africa revealed that the economy of Mpumalanga lost 43,000 jobs in the first quarter of 2025, resulting in an unexpanded unemployment rate of 49.3%. This means that we are on the verge of becoming a province that has more unemployment stance of 46% in the province. It is patently clear that we cannot afford to lose one job in the economy. We call upon the management of Exxaro to initiate Section 189 consultation process with employees and representatives to explore options for minimizing job losses, as this decision does not only threaten the livelihood of the affected workers, but also threatens the economy of the province and undermines the noble objective of job creation outlined in the priorities of the 2024 ANC manifesto. I thank you, Somlomo.
Honorable MEC Sidel.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Indeed, in an era where we talk of job creation and putting everyone at work, we can't afford to have industries where there are retrenchments. Indeed, one of the tasks that the Honorable Premier assigned is that we convene an urgent mining indaba, where one believes we will be engaging with various stakeholders, which also the mining industry will be key in terms of presenting their challenges, and probably as government coming closer to the space in terms of really how can we preserve what we have currently, though not being blind on the fact that our economy is not doing well, which exactly they are also affected. But through that platform, we believe we will find each other and provide solutions in the challenges that the industry is faced. Thank you very much.
Honorable Fenyane.
No, thank you, Speaker, and you are welcomed. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of Umkhonto weSizwe Party to raise a deep concern regarding the poor service rendered by the ambulances in our province, which has severe implications for the health and well-being of our citizens. Most of the challenges are caused by delays in responding to emergencies because of the system being used. Most of the issues with the referral system include the following. Number one, the bureaucratic red tape. We need to get rid of the bureaucratic red tape, and which leads to delays in dispatching ambulances and emergency situations. Number two, insufficient resources. It is a fact there is inadequate resources including ambulances, personnel, equipment, which also contribute to the delays in responding to emergencies, and that needs to be addressed as a matter of urgency. There are severe consequences for the delays caused by the not understood referral system. These delays in responding to emergencies can lead to increased morbidity and mortality rates, particularly life-threatening situations. This also comes with decrease in quality of care provided to the patients, potentially leading to long-term health consequences. We therefore call upon the MEC for Health to streamline the referral system process and reduce the bureaucratic red tape in order to reduce delays and improve the response time. We also propose for the improvement of the coordination between emergency services, hospitals, and other healthcare providers to ensure that ambulances are dispatched efficiently and effectively. Lastly, the MEC should drive the process of increasing resources, including ambulances, personnel, and equipment, to help reduce delays and improve response time. In closing, Honourable Speaker, we request the MEC to conduct an investigation into the cause of poor ambulances service as a matter of urgency. I thank you.
Honorable Mashilo.
Well, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Once more, congratulations. Well, indeed, the ambulance goes with the population of the province. As you all know, the population is growing so fast. We are almost 5.1 million. So you will have some challenges. Right? To agree that the MEC will do the investigation research around that issue, because we should have what we refer to a formula to say how much population ambulanced per ambulance. And I think that matter, the MEC of Health could look into that matter. Thank you very much.
Honorable Mkabela.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the EFF is deeply disappointed and disgusted about the conduct and arrogance displayed by the former MEC for DDET, who is now elected as the Speaker of this legislature. And as a result, I rise on behalf of the economic freedom fighters to raise a member statement noting that the very same newly elected Speaker and former MEC for DDET, Makosazana Masilela, contravened the SEZ Act 16 of 2014 and the PFMA section 49(2) and causes an irreparable damage to the Nkomazi SEZ board, leaving it behind in a mess by her irregular, reckless, and ill-informed appointment of the non-qualifying board members. I therefore, Honorable Speaker, call upon the newly appointed MEC for DDET, Honorable Jester Seidel, to review the appointment of all the NSEZ board members and dissolve them with immediate effect. I thank you.
Honorable Mashilo.
You have just congratulated her. Well, Honorable Sidela is a successor in title in terms of the law of the country.
Honorable Speaker.
And there is no reason for her to review what has been said and done.
Honorable Mashilo, can you please take your seat?
But you can't say that.
Yeah, this is a member statement, Honorable Speaker, and MEC Seidel, is she not here? Yeah, if she is the one who must respond. She's the woman in charge, not the leader of government business.
Thank you.
I have given Honorable Mashilo to respond on the statement.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Well, the matter to the
No. But let's
MEC
But
that has
Honorable
left.
Speaker,
no. How do you do that?
Honorable Speaker.
The matter is referred to the MEC for DDET, and she is here. Let's not create dialogue, please. Can the MEC respond? Not government business, not leader of government business. Let's follow the rules. It's a member statement. She's here.
The rules of the House, rule number 93, states that a maximum of 7 statements are allowed under this rule. The Speaker to allow members of the Executive Council to respond to each statement, and doesn't state that which department, the relevant department must respond. It's the discretion of the Speaker. I have recognized Honorable Mashilo to respond on that statement.
No. I've been recognized, Speaker. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you see, let's not run this honorable speaker, this legislature impartially, so. Otherwise, we are going to compromise the decorum of the legislature. It's not your discretion. Why do you introduce new things? Because all the time, when a member statement is referred to a particular department, the relevant member of the Executive Council respond to that matter. You always call, like the previous statement, you called the relevant department. What is different with this one? So let's be consistent. There's nothing wrong. The MEC must just tell us whether she will act or not. We want to know that. It does not need the leader of government business. It needs the relevant MEC. Like we have read the rules correct. They say the member of the Executive Council must, it does not give you a discretion to choose any, to respond on behalf of any. So any member of the Executive must respond for his or her department, issues that are raised here. Please, Honorable Speaker, don't think it's a train smash.
No. There's the MEC.
I'm the MEC as well.
Okay, no, it's fine. I will allow Honorable Sidel to respond on that statement.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The statement from the Honorable Member is noted. Safe to say, I have just 1 day in office. I have requested the HOD to have a session with her and prepare to meet all the public entities we are having as a department. Indeed, if there are issues to respond to reflect to, we will be coming closer to those issues. But indeed, we do have a board in place, and recently there was an appointment. If there are issues around the appointments, they will be brought to my attention, and I will be responding to those accordingly. So after a brief from the accounting officer. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Masango.
Mashilo emotion. Yes, sis. Emotion.
Speaker, protect me, please.
You are protected, Honorable Masango.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this past weekend I was at Rockdale in Stitswete local municipality, and I happened to witness a huge sewer overflowing and running like a stream of water into the Klein Olifants River, contaminating the whole of the clean water. The sewer contaminated Klein Olifants River is supplying the Loskop Dam with water. This means that the ANC-led Mpumalanga government could be supplying the people of Dr. Joyce Moroka and Tembisile local municipality with water that may be contaminated with waterborne disease like E. coli. And how inhumane can this government become? Honorable Speaker, it is unacceptable that the ANC-led municipality in this province continue as if it is normal to pollute clean water. As debated about an air pollution on Tuesday, the people and species that rely on the Klein Olifants River and the Loskop Dam for living are facing a serious health hazard because of collapsing ANC municipalities that cannot even maintain the sewer and sanitation networks. It is unfortunate that things are getting worse day by day in terms of service delivery. Yet the ANC continues to deploy incompetent cadres, girlfriends, boyfriends, and families in strategic municipality positions that need competent and qualified people. We are doomed if we continue this way, Honorable Speaker. I submit.
Honorable Mashilo.
Well, the confusions you are creating, Honorable Masango, is to confuse girlfriends and boyfriends on a service delivery. You know, the issue of sewer is a concern to all of us as government, as leaders, as human beings, and that must be condemned and be corrected, of course. Indeed, it's nothing to do with the boyfriend and girlfriends in this matter. Any officials of government employed, they must do the work, so that there is no confusion. We just don't put sharing on top of a problem. Let's deal with the problem. Let's not deal with the sherries. Thank you very much.
Honorable Mashiane.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Premier, members of the legislature, today I rise on behalf of Action SA to affirm our commitment to economic justice for township entrepreneurs through the Spaza for Locals campaign. In Mpumalanga, particularly in areas such as Kanyamazane, Msholozi, Danchi, and Siabuswa, small business owners and spaza shop operators are struggling to compete in a sector that lacks adequate regulation and support. The result is a township economy where many hardworking South Africans are unable to grow or sustain their businesses due to structural imbalances and policy failures. Let me be clear, Action SA is not against foreign nationals. We are against unregulated economic activity that undermines local enterprise and public safety. We believe in a lawful and inclusive economy where the rules apply equally to all and where township entrepreneurs are equipped to thrive. The Spaza for Locals campaign calls for agent interventions that are specifically relevant in Mpumalanga. Municipalities must implement and enforce fair and transparent permit systems. Local traders must be supported through training, access to affordable stock, and safety measures. Law enforcement must act where bylaws are being flouted, including on health standards and zoning. And importantly, the provincial government must actively promote buy local campaigns and township-based supply chains. This is not about exclusion. It is about ensuring that township economies, especially in underdeveloped areas of our province, are revitalized, formalized, and protected from unlawful competition. Honorable Speaker, the young man running a spaza shop in Mashishing or the mother running a tuck shop in Pinar must be given a fair shot. They deserve government support, not indifference. Spaza for Locals is not just a campaign. It is a vision for a township economy that works legally, sustainably, and in the interest of the people who live there. We hear them, we act. I thank you.
Honorable Sidel.
Once again, Honorable Speaker, the statement is noted, and I can't agree more with the Honorable Member in terms of really part of the issues that we need to look into as a department is how we really build our township and rural economy. So looking into the bylaws of municipalities and assisting them in terms of renewal and as well as implementation, we cannot do that without the relevant department is concerned. So the question of also financing of our informal traders becomes one matter that we need to really look into and address. So, Honourable Speaker, it is noted we will be coming very closely to the space of local government in terms of our municipalities, but we can't do that alone. Using the district development model and bringing on board the department, we will be addressing the issues as outlined in the statement by the Honourable Member. Thank you very much.
Honorable Weber.
Madam Speaker, I rise today with great concern regarding the ongoing challenges within the South African Police Service, particularly and also in Mpumalanga. While this is not the first time that these matters are being brought to the attention of this House, in fact, I addressed issues of police brutality as far back as October 2024. The situation remains deeply troubling. The South African Police Service does not belong to the ANC. It belongs to all of us. Honourable Speaker, this is not a moment to assign blame, and this is certainly not the purpose of this statement. Rather, it's a call to my fellow public representatives to look objectively and honestly at the state of policing in our province and in our country. We are rapidly approaching a point where the public's trust in law enforcement is eroding, and the consequences of inaction may be devastating. Let us not wait until we must stand before our voters ashamed of what we failed to prevent. We must act now, not react later. The safety and security of our communities cannot be negotiable. We must ensure that our police are held to the highest standards, both in conduct and capacity, so that our citizens may live free from fear. And our province may be a place of order and justice, not of lawlessness and violent criminality. Let us not become a country where rampant crime becomes the new normal. Prevention is always better than cure. I urge this House to take heed and work together in protecting the people of Mpumalanga and South Africa at large. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Mashilo.
Well, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Well, we agree with Honorable Weber. The safety of our people is a concern to all of us. Police, they are for all of us, not for any political parties. That's why they are appointed in terms of the Constitution of the Republic. So we fully agree, and I think our MEC for safety in the province is doing his best to make sure that we fight crime. Remember, crime is not for department or the police only. It's for all of us who must be the watchdog and report crime wherever we see it. There are toll-free numbers that all of us must access and report crime. And our police are responding. That's why this government and the president appointed even commission to investigate whatever information is at our disposal so that we can combat crime. Thank you very much.
Honorable Kosa.
Angibonge somlomo lohloniphekile sikhalalisele. Ngiphakamisa statement egameni lenhlangano lebusako. Lapho sindlulisa sicwayiso ngekubhedvuka kwesifo sematele phecelezi foot and mouth disease. Lesifo lesiligciwane singena ngetinyawo nemlomo kwemfuyo kuletifuyo letilandzelako tinkomo timvu kanye netimbuti. Sifo lesingena samkhuhlane lohamba nekuvuvuka lokubhlungu etinyaweni nasemlonyeni. Somlomo lesifo sitholakala eplazini lelingaphansi kwemkhandlu iPix lika Isagaseme kanye neDipaliseng ngenyanga yenhlaba kulomnyaka losetulu. Sifo lesinemthelela lomubi nebungoti bekulahlekelwa imfuyo ikakhulukati kumkhakha lobhizinisa ngemfuyo. Lesifo singenda nekuthi imithi yekugoma nekusilapha ingasebenzi kwemfuyo. Nanoma kunjalo bafuyi bakhuthathwa ukuthi bagome imfuyo yabo kusanesikhathi khona kutovikeleka kusabalala kwalesifo. Sibonga ukuthi litiko letekulima litshale imali lenganga 72 million kuthenga imithi yekugoma lengu 900,000 kude singasabalali leligciwane lelihlasele letinyamatane letilwane. Kugoma imfuyo ikakhulukati tinkomo kuyingcenye yahulumende yekulawula kusabalala kwesifo sematele. Letinye tindlela letekulawula kusabalala kwesifo sematele ngunati kuthunyelwa kwabodokotela betemfuyo etindzabeni letitsinsekako, kulawula kwekunchishiselana ngemfuyo, mikhankaso yekufundzisa ngebungoti betemfuyo, kulawula kwetindzawo letibulala imfuyo kuletindzawo letitsinsekako. Sihlangano i-African National Congress sicwayisa abafuyi bongana ukuthi bagome imfuyo yabo baphindze basebenzise tinsita letibuya kuhulumende. Ngiyabonga somlomo.
Honorable Moeketsi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we want to appreciate our government for coming forward in terms of assisting our farmers. And as the department, we want to urge them that they utilize this opportunity. And also, as the department, we will continue with the awareness campaigns, not only to those two affected municipalities, but across the province. Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker.
Executive statements. I am informed that there are no executive statements. Motions without notice. Are there any motions without notice? Honorable Makabane.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to move a motion without notice on behalf of the African National Congress to extend our deepest and most heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, congregants, and the broader Assemblies of God community on the untimely passing of the Reverend Dr. S.D. Gumbi. He departed this earthly realm on the 14th of July 2025, leaving behind a profound void in the spiritual landscape of South African and beyond. Noting that Dr. S.D. Gumbi was not merely a preacher, he was a beacon of divine light who dedicated over 60 years to proclaiming the word of God with unyielding passion and conviction. Born in the surroundings of the rural KwaZulu-Natal, he rose through the ranks of the Assemblies of God, Back to God movement, becoming a pivotal leader whose sermons resonate across the continent. Further noting that his ministry touched the lives of the downtrodden, the affluent, the young, and the old, drawing multitudes into the fold of Christianity through his eloquent expositions of scriptures, whether preaching at massive crusades, intimate prayer meetings, or through recorded messages that continue to circulate on platforms like YouTube. He emphasized themes of redemption, moral integrity, and communal upliftment. Dr. Gumbi's life exemplified the Apostle Paul's word that is found in the 2 Timothy, in chapter of 2 Timothy, chapter 4, verse number 7, which read thus, I quote, "I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith," close quote. His passing marks the end of the era, but his influence endures, inspiring us to carry forward the torch of evangelism with the same fervor. Our thoughts and prayers are with those who mourn the loss of the towering figure whose life was a testament to unwavering faith, selfless service, and the transformative power of the gospel. May his soul rest in eternal peace. I so move, Speaker. Thank you.
The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Agreed to?
Agreed.
So agreed. Honorable Morgan.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I move that this House resolves that the relevant authorities be requested to urgently address the lack of road markings on the R40, ensuring the safety of all road users. The lack of clear road marking poses a significant risk to drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists. And it is essential that this issue be rectified to prevent accidents and enhance road safety. Especially at night, it is horrifying to drive between Riverside Mall and White River. We request that the necessary measures be taken to, firstly, paint and maintain clear road markings, install adequate signage, ensure regular road maintenance. We urge the authorities to prioritize this matter and take immediate action to address the concerns of road users. I so move.
The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Agreed to? So agreed. Honorable Malepeng.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, and once more, congratulations. Honorable Speaker, the month of July in South Africa is a national savings month and is aimed at raising awareness about the importance of saving
and to foster responsible financial behavior. Noting that we are facing tough economic challenges coupled with high cost of living and unemployment, which makes it difficult for citizens to save on the little or limited they have. It is for that reason that the African National Congress encourages all who can to do so to cultivate a culture of saving, no matter how small the amount. Saving even in small amount can protect households against unexpected emergencies and reduce reliance on credit and debit. Honorable Speaker, the African National Congress urges parents and caregivers to teach children and our youth about the value of saving. We further encourage citizens to take advantage of available financial education, resources and tools offered by institutions such as the Savings Institute of South Africa and the Office of the Provincial Consumer Protector. I so move.
The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Agreed to? As so agreed. Honorable Sidibe.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise on behalf of the economic freedom fighters to move a motion without notice, noting that all of us here in this August House took an oath during our swearing-in ceremony, and we committed to uphold to the Constitution of the Republic and other law of the country, and we did so not only for grandstanding, but honestly and truthfully. Now, Honorable Speaker, in this August House, we have a member by the name of Khethi Dlamini who has contravened the oath of office and the Constitution of the Republic, meaning we have a constitutional delinquent in this House, which we are forced to call an honorable member. The Judge President, S.S. Mphahlele, just alluded to the importance of the oath and the upholding of the Constitution this morning when we electing you as a Speaker. The removal of Mrs. Khethi Dlamini as an MEC in the Department of Education for her involvement in the irregular procurement of 22 laptops worth more than 2 million and her interference with the administration and tenders means that she is not fit or does not deserve to be a member of this House. It will be an insult to the people who voted her party, the ANC, who she came here through its ticket. To have her in this House. I therefore, Honorable Speaker, move that her party, the ANC, which brought her in this House, remove her altogether in this House and replenish its list and replace her with an honest and trustworthy, loyal leader that will uphold the Constitution and other law of the country. Failure to do that, the EFF will take the matter to High Court and challenge the eligibility of Mrs. Khethi Dlamini to be part of this August House, with cause to be bet by any of those who will defend her, more especially from the ruling party. So we'll be watching. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion.
Agreed.
No. The motion is defeated. Honorable Nkosi.
Honorable Speaker, let me start by congratulating your good self for the election. I rise to move a motion without notice on behalf of the ANC to appreciate the Department of Education and Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, Land and Environmental Affairs for planning to join forces to create a brighter, greener future for schools across our province through the Ranza Shikolo Shawena campaign. Noting that this collaborative initiative is a call to action for all citizens to recognize the power they hold to positively impact their schools and communities. This campaign aims to strengthen the learning environment and promote sustainable practices that benefit both education and the environment. Further noting that the campaign goals are to create clean, safe, and welcoming environment in every school, empower learners and communities with lifelong environmental and educational stewardship skills, instill pride and a sense of responsible citizen in learners and community members, enhance school gardens through sustainable agricultural practices, and improve learner well-being and academic performance by fostering healthy, eco-friendly school settings. The district activations are scheduled as follows. Botlhabela District, 22 July 2025. Ehlanzeni District, 24 July 2025. Herisibande District, 29 July 2025. And Nkangala District, 31 July 2025. It is against this background that the ANC moved that this House appreciates the initiative by two departments and other key stakeholders. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Agreed to? As so agreed. Are there any motions without notice? Notices of motion? Are there notices of motion? Honorable Lukele.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker Omusha. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of MK, I rise to move that this House consider the following in its next sitting. Must note that note with profound dismay that citizens of Mpumalanga are forced to wait over 8 months to 12 months for autopsies reports from government mortuaries, which is an inconceivable burden on grieving families. Recognizes that this delay inflicts double trauma. Firstly, the loss of the loved one, often a breadwinner, and then the potential loss of homes and assets due to stalled estate processes. Suffering that could be prevented if reports were issued within the reasonable benchmark of six weeks. Acknowledges that these systematic failures in forensic pathology services represent a critical breakdown in governance, causing immense hardship and violating citizens' dignity during the most vulnerable times. Honorable Speaker, this request for a debate, it is of a national importance. So we request a debate on this subject as urgent as possible. Thank you, Speaker. I so move.
The motion is noted and will be dealt with accordingly. Honorable Sidibe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Noting that the ANC members in this House are anonymously or in their majority defending a corrupt individual, even though it was proven beyond reasonable doubt, I therefore rise on behalf of the economic freedom fighters to move a notice of motion that in its next sitting, the House debate the importance of taking an oath and the upholding of the Constitution of the Republic and other law by members of this legislature, and the implication of those who contravene the oath and the Constitution and other law in that regard. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
The motion is noted and will be dealt with accordingly. Are there any notices of motion? Formal motions? I am informed that there are no formal motions. The Secretary shall read the first order of the day.
Order number 1, questions for oral reply to the Honorable Premier.
I have a question paper in front of me with questions for oral reply to the Honorable Premier. I am informed that the question paper was duly circulated to all members of this House. We will now proceed with the questions as they appear on the question paper for oral reply. Honorable Premier, over to you. Honorable Premier, the oral reply for members of the DA which are not in the House, can you please forward the responses in writing?
Madam Speaker,
Thanks for this opportunity to respond on questions that have been raised by members. I think most of the questions are assisting us to play our oversight role. Before I respond to questions, I would like to thank the support that we received from the people of Mpumalanga and the people of South Africa on the dull sense and off of the sun, of the soil, the cat. So we thank that support, that we decided, all of us, to take a break from our political programs and concentrate on this preparation for the burial of Comrade Mabuza. You usually don't give reasons when we invite out members of EXCO. So I don't know the reasons that you are advancing today here of the removal of MEC Ketin Lamin. Where did you get these reasons? Honorable members, the only time that the president gave reasons, it was recently, and I met with the president some few days before, and he said to me that for the first time I am bound to address South Africa and give reasons while I have decided to remove the deputy minister. For the first time. So I don't understand this argument. You see, it will not be proper for you to make one of the MECs your project. You will not concentrate on your work. You will concentrate just on the one
Honorable
MEC.
Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Premier, can you please take your seat? Honorable Mkabela.
Honorable Speaker, it cannot be correct that now the Premier is responding to the motion that was raised to you that is supposed to be noted by the Speaker for consideration that we should debate it in the next sitting. So now the Premier is responding to that. That notice, it doesn't need any response here. The response will come from the office of the Speaker, allowing us whether we should debate it or not. So the Speaker, can he take the podium and respond to the questions that were sent by this House? Because now time is moving. Thank you very much.
Honorable Premier, can you respond to question number 12?
Honorable GM Demande of MK Party to ask the Honorable Premier, during SOPA 2025, the Premier made mention of capacitating our young people to active interest in farming activities by ensuring that they learn from the private farming communities so that as a province, our young people exploit the massive potential of advancing the province's standing as an agribusiness economy to contribute towards food security, poverty, and hunger reduction. Can the Honorable Premier confirm the communities that benefited to this program as opposed to the beneficiation of foreign nationals? One of the pillars of the comprehensive producer support by the department is farmer training and mentorship. In terms of training, the Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, Land and Environmental Affairs provides both accredited and non-accredited training in 2024-25 financial year the department trained 1,452 youth under non-accredited training. The non-accredited training entailed both production skills as well as capacity building. Under accredited training, 439 youth were trained at NQF level 2 to 4 on both agro-processing, crop and livestock production. The accredited training also included agribusiness management skills. In the first quarter, of 2025-26 financial year, 361 youth were trained under non-accredited training. The accredited training will commence in quarters 2, 3, and 4. In line with this commitment, our government has implemented targeted capacity building programs as far as agribusiness economy to equip young people with the necessary skills and knowledge. Below is a breakdown of our achievement thus far. 195 youth have been trained on marketing information capacity building. 177 have been capacitated on South African good practices, and 13 youth have been trained in hazard analysis and critical control points. These programs are designed to ensure that our youth are not only participants but also innovators and leaders in the agricultural value chain. By collaborating with private farming communities, we provide hands-on experience, mentorship, and access to markets, which are essential components for sustainable agribusiness growth. Madam Speaker, ngiyabonga.
Honorable Ndimande, do you have any follow-up question?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. No, I don't have any question. I'm partially answered. Thank you.
Are there any follow-up questions from other honorable members? Honorable Premier, you can proceed to the next question from Honorable T.S. Gwakwa.
Honorable T.S. Gwakwa of ANC to ask the Honorable Premier, mining plays a significant role in job creation across various sectors of the economy. However, large-scale mining operations also have an increasing negative impact on the country's water quality and availability. Can the Honorable Premier allude on the above statement? Indeed, there are places which are congested with coal mining in the province, and the effect of coal mining is felt mostly during rainy season, since rainwater washes through the surface and stormwater takes it to raw water where the plants received their abstracted raw water for treatment before it is distributed to households. These places are found in municipalities such as Emalahleni, Steve Tshwete, Msugalikwa, Tabachweu, City of Mbombela, and Chief Albert Lithuli. The Emalahleni municipality has the largest number of coal mines, with approximately 22 operations concentrated in the area, and the Department of Cogstar, MISA, DWS, and water service authorities in the province are working together to ensure water quality meets SANS 241 for safe drinking water. In this municipality, a reclamation project was completed and is used as a water supply alternative, which is currently benefiting the residents of Emalahleni as it augments the existing water supply system. Furthermore, 12 sand filters of the Wheatbank water treatment works have been refurbished to ensure that the plant is able to treat water with mineral contamination. During rainy season, the DWS scientists increased their monitoring, testing, and functionality observations of this plant. In Steve Tshwete local municipality, Valbank water treatment work, raw water as contaminants caused by coal mining, and the municipality has undertaken studies and discovered that the solution to such impurities could be eliminated through a reverse osmosis. In this regard, a project has been implemented and is currently at 100% complete to guarantee good water quality. In the interim, while the project is ongoing, the municipality is ensuring constant monitoring of water quality, and the results are uploaded into the DWS system in compliance with SAN 241 standards. In Sukalikwa local municipality, the municipality has been affected by high concentrates of manganese in the raw water due to mining activities in the area. The municipality is currently upgrading Brighton and MLO water treatment works to ensure that these plants are able to try to treat mine contaminated raw water. These projects are part of the Cluster 1 water service scheme, which is at the implementation readiness study stage. In the Chief Albert Lituli municipality, Caroline water treatment works has recently been refurbished and upgraded to meet SANS 241. Progress is at 75% complete. In the city of Mbombela municipality, a package plant which is drawing water from Agnes Mine for Kamadakwa in Umjindi has proven that some reclamation projects can be beneficial to the residents. This project in this regard is at planning stage. In the Tabachweu local municipality, the old mine shaft in Sabi, where there has been illegal mining, has been the source of contaminated raw water supply in the area. The municipality will be refurbishing the Leidenberg water treatment works, and the project is at 10% complete. Can the Honorable Premier give an update about communities of Mpumalanga where the coal mining business is flourishing, but they are struggling to get access to clean and safe drinkable water? Through private-public partnership, the mines surrounding the municipalities are greatly involved in ensuring that water is supplied to the residents and are contributing greatly to service deliveries, such that during water interruptions, some mines make their water tankers available to supply water. Mining houses such as Seriti and Exaro have contributed to project implementations in areas where they are operating, such as the Highveld. Cogstar has assisted municipalities such as Msugalikwa and Emalahleni with water tankers to ensure reliable, safe, clean drinking water is supplied to the municipalities during breakdowns and major maintenance shutdown. The department is closely monitoring the implementation of these projects for reclamation and refurbishment of water treatment plants. Emalahleni has completed a 6 megaliter per day reclamation project of Tugela water plant and a 9 megaliter per day reclamation project of the Glencoe water plant. As a direct result of the water contamination caused by coal mining in Mpumalanga, how is the Mpumalanga provincial government planning to mitigate this situation? Through DWS, mining houses are monitored and regulated to ensure that their operation does not contaminate the natural water resources. In cases where the water quality does not meet the standard, directives and court orders are issued to these mines to mitigate the situation. According to the PGDS, economic growth in Mpumalanga is broadly in line with the rest of the country. How is the Mpumalanga provincial government planning to increase its economy over the next 5 years? Our province has the potential to create 60,000 jobs per annum, especially if we can increase our GDP growth rate to 3% and more per annum. That will impact positively on job creation. It is important to focus on high labor-intensive industries in the process, and that our catalytic projects are implemented to create the much needed jobs. Industries with high potential for job creation due to relatively high economic growth, high labor intensity and project, etc. in the next couple of years include agriculture and agro-processing. Here we are concentrating on our Mpumalanga International Food Market, for example, manufacturing rollout of the Mpumalanga Industrial Development Plan, construction on infrastructure project, the trade industry, that is tourism, SMS, including the informal sector, for example, and finance, which include business services. Some new job opportunities can also be pointed out related to developing new tourism product, building a viable, sustainable aviation fuel value chain, getting the more than 100,000 subsistence farmers into the mainstream of agriculture, agrivoltaics, that is solar energy and farming integration, agriculture value chains such as citrus, wood and industrial herb, manufacturing linked with renewable energy project, and also construction and infrastructure project with its high GDP and employment multipliers. We have also identified the following game changers, that is Mpumalanga as an investment and tourism destination of choice, innovative funding for key strategic economic infrastructure projects, industrialization capacity through localization, decarbonization, and economic diversification, leverage and repurpose existing and underutilized infrastructure to optimize economic growth. SME support as the catalyst for economic growth, skills development through upscaling of business incubation and agricultural training, economic transformation that addresses the duality of all economic sectors and support Black-owned enterprises, strategic land for economic growth through land acquisition and expropriation. Over and above this, the province through the debt has signed a memorandum of agreement with the Take a Lot Group. This groundbreaking partnership aims to transform the economic landscape of township communities by providing a platform for local entrepreneurs. This partnership with Take a Lot is more than just an economic collaboration, but it is a commitment which will create jobs through a series of programs that will be launched across the province. Honorable Speaker, thanks for your time.
Honorable Sikwakwa, do you have a follow-up question?
Honorable Speaker, I appreciate the responses from Honorable Premier. I am fully covered. I have no follow-up question. Thanks.
Are there any follow-up questions from other honorable members? No, thank you. Before Honorable Premier, you can take the next question. Is that according to the rules, Rule 104, members of the executive may not use more than 10 minutes for reply, thus allowing members 5 minutes to do follow-up questions. Can you please proceed to the next question?
Yeah, I accept, Honorable Speaker. I will not want to respond to that directive, but sometimes in one question, they ask so many questions. So we'll try to stick to the given allocation. Honorable M.N. Mhlongo, ANC, to ask the Honorable Premier. The Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport has indeed emerged victorious in many areas as mentioned in our historic policy document, the Freedom Charter, but as a way forward, few things need to be done or corrected. Most of our roads in our province are damaged and full of potholes. Is the Honorable Premier aware of this devastating situation? Yes, I'm aware of the conditions of roads within the province, and there is a continuous commitment to address the management and maintenance of our road infrastructure. The urgent steps include immediate pothole repair that pose a significant risk to safety, mobilization and prioritization of resources, and continuous assessment and inspection of the road network to achieve continuous budget, just to relieve continuous budget constraints on the fiscal. The province has transferred 1,041 kilometers of provincial roads to SANRAL, which will reduce the maintenance backlog in the province. If yes, What then should be done? There are measures in place to address the deterioration of roads within the province, and these include the following: a multifaceted hybrid maintenance strategy, which include deployment of mechanized pothole patching machines, usage of the in-house maintenance teams, and appointment of the maintenance term contractors for the pothole patching in high traffic volume strategic road corridors, notably the coal haulage and tourism road network. We have also initiated a Bunyelitulu program which seeks to augment the capacity, plant and equipment and personnel of the existing internal maintenance teams responsible for grading, patching and regraveling of our roads, emergence, pothole patching and special maintenance activities to address the problem of potholes. These include scheduled maintenance activities outlined in the maintenance management system and maintenance plan. Preventative and special maintenance, mainly focusing on applying appropriate preventative maintenance strategies and using integrated planning processes to reduce the occurrence of potholes. Special maintenance is implemented as an alternative method to preserve the strategic and tourism road. Strategic partnership with private entities, freight companies, mining houses, farmers and tourism association. The goal is to have at least 75% of our road network attaining a minimum classification of good by 2031. Can the Honorable Premier take the House into confidence and explain as to when is the provincial government going to construct our badly damaged roads in the province, including road from Cottondale to Manyeleti Game Reserve? The department will continue to address and attend to the badly damaged roads within the province, utilizing all available resources, initiatives, and preventative measures such as resealing, light rehabilitation, and special maintenance. The road from Cottondale to Manyeleti was on the list of identified roads to be transferred to South African National Road Agency Limited. However, it did not meet the criteria of proclamation. The road was therefore included as part of the planned project to be implemented in this financial year 2025-26 with an estimated budget of 65 million. Madam Speaker, thanks for your time.
Honorable Mhlongo, do you have a follow-up question?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Premier has addressed my questions thoroughly. Therefore, I have no further questions. Thank you very much.
Are there follow-up questions from other members? Premier, you can...
There is one.
Oh, Honorable Masango, sorry for that.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I just want to check with you, Honorable Premier. You know there are roads that there are potholes, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3, they get repaired twice a year. And I just want to know, do we really do monitoring on these roads to ensure that quality job is done? It can't be true that every year the very same pothole get repaired every year. Thank you.
Honorable Premier.
Yeah, it's a very good concern that we spend money and close a pothole in certain areas after 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You find that the road again is badly damaged. Where there was a pothole, where government spent money, you find that the pothole recur. Do we really do quality work or not? I think this is a very good question that we are dealing with it as government general. That sometimes we have got a road that has reached its lifespan. That road is dead. And because we see a pothole there, people are complaining. We appoint service provider to go and close that pothole. But if the road is dead, you must know that if there will be a rain, you will come back to that pothole again, because that pothole will also recur again. So that is the problem, that we are paying special attention, that it is not assisting to go and patch potholes on the roads that have reached their lifespan. Your concern is our concern. The MEC is also here, that must have to pay special attention and stop to waste the resources of government. That's what I can say for now.
Are there follow-up questions from other members? The next question from RJ Malachi is withdrawn. And question number 16, Honorable Premier, can you please respond in writing?
The next question
You
is from
can
who?
proceed to question number 17 by Honorable J.R. Mdluli from MK Party, and Honorable Lukele will stand in for Honorable Mdluli.
Are we together? Honorable Speaker, my question 15 here is from Honorable NP Mkavele, EFF, to ask the Honorable Premier.
Honorable Premier, can you
during
please proceed to question 17?
Question 17. This
Question
one is-
15, it's withdrawn by the honorable member which posed that question.
15.
And question 16, can you please respond in writing? The
Yes.
question from Honorable Sikaledi.
Yeah.
Then we'll continue with question 17 from Honorable J.R. Mdluli, and Honorable Lukele will stand in for Honorable Mdluli.
Question 17. Honorable J.R. Mdluli, NK Party, to ask the Honorable Premier, 9 years has passed and Mpumalanga still sits with the entrapment of 3 miners who are believed to have died in Lily Mine in Barberton in 2016. We have seen the Honorable Premier going to other mines like Savi, offering support in the rescue operations. The families of the victims are full of grief and believe that there is no political will to bring comfort to their suffering and agony. What is the Premier doing as Mpumalanga First Citizen to ensure that the families retrieve the bodies of their loved ones so that they can bury them with dignity and respect. Government is still committed to ensure that the mortal remains of the three who entrapped in the bowels of the earth are recovered. We are still in pain following that tragic incident. As a result, the Minister of Minerals and Petroleum Resources, Mr. Gwende Matashe, convened various stakeholders on the 5th of May 2024, who included Vantage Gold Fees, the Lomshio Traditional Council, the Business Rescue Practitioner, organized labor and government leaders to a session that sought to reignite cooperation between all stakeholders involved in the effort to reopen the Lily and Babru gold mines. Just recently, the Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources permitted Vantage Goldfield to reopen the mines under Section 11 of the Mineral and Petroleum Resources Development Act, and the company is expected to sink a decline or shaft to gain access to the underground workings to retrieve the container with the 3 missing employees at Lily Mine. We will not relent on the matter until those remains are retrieved. Why is the Premier not taking a lead in encouraging companies and business people to ensuring that the bodies of the victims are recovered? I recently held a meeting. I don't know whether it is true that I am not paying special attention on this problem, because I recently held a meeting with the business rescue operator who informed me that they have secured a new investor, and that investor knows that at the center of his operation of the mine is the retrieval of the container. The business rescue operator has already met with different stakeholders, including some political parties. I don't understand why you would not have this information, because I know that when he was looking for me, he also found other political organizations here to assist in locating the Premier of the province. So I don't understand why MK Party will not have this information. But in short, I met with the business rescue operator that currently is busy meeting with all the stakeholders. Even yesterday, I phoned him to check if my responses are correct, and he said that the responses are correct and that he will be here again next week. So our main concerns also as government is the retrieval of the 3 bodies. Why was it easy for government to spend more money to retrieve bodies of foreign nationals and give them some dignified burial, when it seems difficult to do the same for the 3 people who perished in Lily Mine 9 years ago? It is not true that we have spent more money on foreign nationals, nor illegal miners for burial. I think I was there at Savi. At Savi, the men were utilizing our police officers and members of the National Defense Force, so we did not spend more as it is alleged here. The illegal miners who were trapped in Savi came out with the help of the police. The issue of Lily Mine is very different. The process to retrieve the container requires about 18 million. I'm not saying that 18 million is so huge that we cannot be able to spend. What is a problem in Lily Mine is that the mine had collapsed, and the experts are indicating that the soil in the area up until today is not stable. If you commit a mistake, it may happen that you lose more. So you must have to plan properly. So we will not want also to put more people at risk, but we'll be sending rescue teams. They are there. When we start to operate, they know that the mandate is that they must retrieve also the container. I think that is what I can say for now.
Honorable Lukele, do you have a follow-up question?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Siyabonga, Premier, for the response to some of the questions. Today is 3,450 days since Babu Solomon Nyirenda, Yvonne Mnisi, and Pretty Nkambuli buy a container into that hole. And the question about Premier, as a first citizen, yini eyakhe i-role ayenzile ayidlalayo indima i-role yakhe ayidlalayo in that retrieval of those bodies. Upremier makayiphendula uthi i-government is committed, and the minister, he's doing what he's trying to do with the companies and all the stuff. But sifuna ukwazi as izakhamuzi zaseMpumalanga ukuthi Premier wakho wena umdlalo yabona ufiniyenza behind closed doors ningasitsheli siba nama questions, because these are human beings and they are blacks. Ngabe kade kubelungu siyacabanga ukuthi ngabe sekukhona okwenziwe okuningi, but laba bakithi 3,450 days banganamangcwaba. Ayihlaleli kahle Honorable Premier. Sicela ukuthi mhlambe uthi mawu-answerisha la ukuthi no eyami role njengos Premier we-province sengihamba la sikwazi ukuthi sikuchaze. Ngiyabonga.
Honorable Premier.
Yeah, it's a very good follow-up. I hope that next time you will not ask me, what is it that you, Premier, you are doing yourself as an office to close, say for instance, potholes? Because we have assigned department to do this work, and the role of the Premier is also to play an oversight. You have got this problem, you know that mining is not even at this level. It's national. You may ask me sometimes even about the home affairs problem. I hope that you will not ask me, what is it that the Premier, you as a person, you are doing, because my task will be to liaise with the relevant authorities. I'm saying that here, the minister responsible came here, we had a meeting, we invited the minister, and Mashilo was part of that meeting, where we're dealing with Lily Mine. I'm saying that this government has appointed a business rescue. He is here. I met with the business rescue, and we are in the process. I really understand the frustration that we have got more than 9 years. But we have been, for these 9 years, we have been trying, because we want these families to find closure. We have been trying our best as government to assist first, because we also want that mine to be operational. So we're happy that the mine is going to be operational. We are no longer going to buy food parcels for people. We are also happy that finally we have given instruction to the business rescue that while they will be mining and appointing people, they must know that as a province, we also have got this problem that is affecting all of us, and we'll want them to consider the retrieval of these three bodies deeply. So I think that is what I can say, that as a premier, I am doing my best to ensure that all the relevant role players must come here and assist us to retrieve the bodies and also to ensure that the mine again is operational so that people that lost their jobs, they can also get an opportunity to work for their families. But I said that yourself, as the political organization, why you don't have this information? Because these other political organizations, they have this information. The person who phoned me, that Mandla, they are looking for you. Business Rescue is here in Mpumalanga, was the Honorable Sidive. And they also met with the Business Rescue, so they know what is happening. So we are going to pay special attention. He will be here. We are happy that finally, in the past, there were those that they said that they have got an interest, but only to find that they don't have capital. Now, we are happy that we have got an investor that has got capital to come and assist us to deal with these dual problems that are affecting us as a province, unemployment and retrieval. We are paying special attention. Thanks.
Are there any follow-up questions from other honorable members? Honorable Premier, you can proceed to question number 18.
I wanted to make a follow-up again. He was raising his hand. Okay.
Honorable Monini.
Honorable Monini.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Now, mine is just to check if the families of the bereaved or the trapped workers, including the mine workers, the affected mine workers, informed of this good progress as alluded by the Premier. And further, to check if the provincial government intervention with regard to all the workers affected at Lily Mine, what is it that the province has done since the incident? Because we know that we hear that the provincial government has done something for the community of Lily Mine, and I would love the Premier to share if it's possible.
Honorable Premier.
Some of the questions I can be able to respond. Other questions I think I will respond in writing because I don't want to give you some of the information that I don't have for now, the balanced description of the situation on the ground. But all the role players are informed, and I was not even aware, Honorable Menin, that NUM, the members of NUM, there are very few. I heard from the Business Rescue when I was planning to meet with unions, that they will be meeting with Matunja. I think they have met with Matunja currently because they are saying that that is the main union in Lily Mine. So almost all the role players are informed I cannot definitely say that the family of these affected members are informed, because the families are saying that when they see us as politicians, they're saying that we're not assisting them. We are just talking politics. They're saying that they are less concentrated on politics. We must tell them when are we going to assist them to have closure on this matter that is affecting these families. So we are going to also find a way of engaging with the families of the affected members. But what I like is that one can say proudly so that I can see that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So, but don't tell me that we know yourself as politicians that when you see light at the end of the tunnel, you create more bulbs. So we're not going to create more bulbs, but we're going to pay special attention and deal with this matter. That is a concern to all of us, not to one political organization. All of us here are affected. I know that I was discussing with Honorable Mashian, who is saying to me that, Ndlovu, I am happy with this information that you are sharing with us, but we will want to go with you there and deal with this concern. And I have accepted that we'll go with any political organization to go and address this problem.
Honorable Premier, can you please proceed to the next question from Honorable T.S. Koza?
Heavy rainfall has caused serious damage in various parts of the province where low-lying bridges are flooded, causing the roads to be unsafe for motorists and pedestrians. Is the Honorable Premier aware that some of our people were seriously affected by these heavy downpours? The Premier is aware of all disaster incidents taking place in the province. In December 2024, the Provincial Exco took a decision to declare a state of provincial disaster, resulting in the National Disaster Management Center classifying this incident as a provincial state of disaster following the request by the province. Moreover, recently between 16 February 2025 and 20 February 2025, the province experienced also another heavy rainfall which affected 25 houses in Chief Albert Lithuli municipality, a bridge in Msukalikwa local municipality, and 2 bridges in Tembisile local municipality with City of Mbombela local municipality experiencing flooding in Matafi. So you will see that the Premier is well informed about the disasters of the province. There were other municipalities such as Diepswete local municipality, which had to temporarily close certain roads because of flooding. More recently, on the 9th of June 2025, windstorm affected some houses within municipalities. Here at Enhlazeni district, the recent incident was found to be insignificant, hence it was neither classified as local or provincial nor national disaster. the province, working with the National Department of Human Settlement, is providing emergency intervention in households with affected houses for most of the disaster incidents. In addition, the National Disaster Management Center has been assisting our municipalities with disaster response and recovery grants to assist in rehabilitating damaged infrastructure. As a province, we have also made sure that our Provincial Disaster Management Center has sufficient disaster relief material to provide immediate relief to affected communities. What is the provincial government planning to assist those who were affected by this heavy rainfall? I hope that you will understand that I have got influenza. Maybe you can relieve me so that I can respond in writing. As highlighted in responding to the first question, the province, working with the National Department of Human Settlement, is providing emergency intervention in households with affected houses for most of the disaster incident. In addition, the National Disaster Management Center has been assisting our municipalities with disaster response and recovery grants to assist in rehabilitating damaged infrastructure. Municipalities such as Emalahleni, Tabachweu, Msugalikwa, Emakhazeni, Tembisilane, and Mkhondo have received disaster grants from the National Disaster Management Center in the month of March 2025 to rehabilitate disaster damaged infrastructure to the value of 87.8 million rand. All affected households, based on their needs, were provided with disaster relief material through our disaster management centers at local, district, and provincial level. The Department of Social Development is always available to provide psychosocial and humanitarian support to affected households based on referrals. Can the Honorable Premier update the House on safety precautions put in place to alert our people during rainy season? The Provincial Disaster Management Center, working closely with the South African Weather Service, issued through various platforms early warning forecast on the inclement weather conditions. The Communication Office at the Office of the Premier, working with municipalities, also shared these early warnings from the South African Weather Service in various media platforms. Moreover, the Provincial Disaster Management Center, in collaboration with other relevant stakeholders such as municipalities, district, DADLA, and the South African Weather Service, conduct disaster risk reduction awareness campaign across all the 17 local municipalities. The province, having noted the prevalence of flood disasters in our communities, has developed a provincial flood management strategy which has since been adopted by Cabinet for implementation. The strategy has identified all flood-prone areas with interventions, including provincial roads and bridges, which should be upgraded and elevated to be flood resilient. The proactive provincial approach to disaster is part of our precautions we have introduced to effectively deal with climate change and disasters in general. We are also finalizing the development of an app through the Department of COGTA that will enable communities to receive disaster alerts through cell phones. This intervention will also allow communities to report disaster incidents and the required assistance to help at a time of disaster. Thanks, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Kosa, do you have a follow-up question?
No, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me thank the Honorable Premier for the comprehensive and thoughtful responses. I am satisfied with the clarity and detail provided. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Are there follow-up questions from other honorable members? Honorable Demande.
Thank you, Speaker. My follow-up question to the Premier. The money that is allocated for these people who are affected during this period or the time, how is this money being monitored so that you can know that it's going to the right places? Ngoba Premier siyazi ukuthi izimali ziyajonjwa nabantu abahluphekile bayajonjelwa. So bengicela ukwazi ukuthi ni monitora kanjani le mali ukuthi iya to the right people who are affected. Thank you.
Honorable Premier.
Yeah, it's also a very good question that is also aligned to what we were saying when Judge President was here. And I also indicated to her that when she gets an opportunity, she must also try to revive our conscience. First, we should not just rely maybe for our political organizations to track if we are doing our work. We accepted that we are going to do our work. We have taken an oath. So we'll ensure that money that is earmarked for service delivery, it must go there. What we have been also, especially as members of the ANC, that we have been taught, and also in terms of political education, they're saying that we must build our conscience to know that the money that is in our pockets, I'm not saying that we have got money in our pockets, that this money in our coffers are not our money. Be brave enough, even when you have got problems, you have got your son that is in the university and you are unable to pay school fees. Don't think that you'll take an advantage because you have got your program or a scheme here in South Africa that can take a kid from grade R up until a junior degree. So don't take an advantage. So that is the first thing that we are expecting from all of us, but must know that the salary that people are getting is more than this maybe 20,000 that you will allocate to a family. So you lose on your salary just because of 20,000. So ourselves as also executive authority, we are paying our oversight to our HODs. We play our oversight. We know recently that there is one premier that has been charged. The main charge is oversight. So we are playing our oversight to ensure that the money that is allocated to our destitute families, that it must reach these destitute families. That is our duty, but also your duty as public representatives, because when we have got these programs at this level, we are public representatives must be able to communicate so that people will know in our villages what to expect. And so that when they don't get what they're supposed to get, they must be able to report back to you, to feed back also to us as executive authority for us to intervene. So we are paying special attention to all the allocations that are meant for a service delivery. I will not tolerate that people will take an advantage that they are in the engine room of service delivery and we don't prioritize our people, we prioritize ourselves. Thanks.
Honorable Ngwenya.
Thank you, Speaker. I just want to get the clarity from the Premier, because some municipalities, they fail to pay the salary of the people, the workers. But when you transfer the money to municipality, they don't use to the relevant work, especially in commands. We still have, from 2022, same houses, the shelters that are there, but they did not receive that money to develop that houses. Just the clarity, I want to know whether you supervise when you gave the municipality the money for the construction of the houses when they get the storm. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Premier.
Yeah. People of Nkomas are well represented here. Honorable Ngwenya. Yeah, Honorable MSC, you are here. I think we'll deal with this concern that we have got an allocation that, according to the Honorable Member Ngwenya, that did not reach our people. We are dealing with the problem of Nkomazi municipality, and the problem of Nkomazi, you on salaries. We may say whatever we want to say here. That municipality is overbloated, Comrade Ngrai. At a certain stage, that municipality on the spot appointed 500 new employees. 500. That is the problem. When you check in terms of composition of staff there, the money is very high. And we'll have to pay special attention. I know that we are instituting Section 106 investigation in Nkomazi, but we said in principle, in a meeting, that those that are saying that we did not intervene, I was receiving calls. In the meeting where we attended, we said that the first thing that we will not want to see happening in Nkomazi or in any municipalities that people will donate their labor, but at the end of the month, we find that they don't get remuneration. We said that it must be avoided. And we're happy that in Nkomazi, people get their salaries. The only part that they did not get is their overtime. And we are expected. We met with SAMU yesterday. We are still going to meet with SAMU to deal with all the challenges that are facing municipalities in the country, where we'll go and make a presentation to the Secretary General of the ANC in so many weeks? 2 weeks. 2 weeks' time. So we are going to account, but we'll ensure that money that is earmarked for service delivery, it must give people service delivery.
Honorable Premier, can you please proceed to question number 19 from Honorable E.N. Makabane?
Honorable E.N. Makabane, ANC, to ask the Honorable Premier, one of the key milestones thus far by the Mpumalanga provincial government is the construction of boarding schools across the province. This is a clear demonstration of reaffirming and commitment to President Mandela's assertion when he said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. These boarding schools are Tabacheu, Emakazeni, Steve Tshwete, Mkondo, and other schools. In respect of the above, can the Honorable Premier enlighten us and members of the public on government intention in constructing this boarding school? Boarding schools are a solution in providing quality education to farm learners. They are a mechanism adopted for doing away with multi-grade classes in farm schools and also ensuring that learners attend all classes. Our boarding schools are well equipped with state-of-the-art learning facilities like libraries and computer labs. This replaces the scattered farm schools with low enrollment and poor performance. Government intention in constructing this boarding school is to provide inclusive, effective, and sustainable teaching and learning by ensuring that basic school infrastructure is available to learners, especially from previous disadvantaged background. Can the Premier shed some light on how these schools are funded in ensuring that they are operational and discharge its constitutional obligation, which is teaching and learning? Boarding schools are funded from the departmental equitable share for operational cost. The total annual operational cost for the 6 boarding schools, excluding Mkondo, amount to 26 million in the 2024-25 financial year, and they escalate with inflation. The nutrition program is offered through the Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, Land and Environmental Affairs. An amount of 80 million has been budgeted for in the 2024-25 financial year. Can the Premier cumulatively indicate the number of learners in the schools for 2025 academic year, and where are they mainly coming? Name of school, enrollment, Emakazeni, 775, Ezakeni, 1,225, Izimbali, 962, Shongwe, 890, Steve Tshwete, 939, Tabacheu, 1065. Total registered learners, they are 5,856. Learners are coming from various farm schools here in the province. Does the provincial government anticipate constructing more boarding schools in the province in the near future? Yes, however, due to budget constraints, the department will not build any boarding school in the near future. Thanks, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Makhabane, do you have a follow-up question?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me take this opportunity and thank the Honorable Premier. He responded satisfactory to the questions. I don't have any follow-up question. Thank you, Speaker.
Are there follow-up questions from other honorable members? Honorable Sidibe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question, Honorable Premier, is that are you personally happy with your predecessor's arrangement that the boarding school, all the 7 of them, be under the management of the Department of Agriculture? I just want to hear your view on that, because agriculture has its own function. Department of Education, which I think is responsible for the education as it relates to boarding schools as well, is also responsible for that function. So in your view, do you think that is fine? Because it was arranged by your predecessor, I know. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Premier.
Your question is confusing me. I don't know what you are talking about. You are talking about the management of the school, or you are talking about the nutrition program?
Honorable Sidibe, can you please clarify that?
Well, the boarding school, as we know, they were, okay, in line with the GNP, they were moved to the Department of Agriculture. So my question is, are you happy, are you fine with that arrangement?
Honorable Premier.
Now the answer is, let me say yes, no. Yeah, we engaged when we visited our fresh produce market. There was that presentation that we said that we will have an engagement so that we'll determine the right decision that we may take. But in the main, the concern is on the support of our local farmers on this nutrition program. Even on our mainstream, we have got service providers that we are appointing. And some of these service providers are no longer supporting our local farmers. So it may happen that the intention of the Premier was correct. So what is very important will be for us to engage and see what we can do as government to ensure that even the fresh produce market that will be launching very soon, on how this market will support our local farmers. But currently, I think she has been trying to address that problem. So it may happen that in the process of doing what is correct, sometimes there will be some glitches here and there. So we are engaging on this matter. We will finalize between the Department of Education and the Department of Agriculture. But to be honest, that arrangement, if it can be well implemented, it will support our small farmers here in the province. The intention was correct.
Honorable Mkabela.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And let me welcome the responses from the Premier on questions that were asked by Honorable Makhabane. Honorable Premier, let me start by saying we appreciate that the government has built those farm schools across the province. I sit in the Portfolio Committee of Education. 2 months ago, if not 3, we were doing oversight specifically on those boarding schools. And during those oversight visits, what we found, I'm saying this because there's a question there that was asked on funding. We understand that you do fund these boarding schools, but the total number of the learners that should be enrolled in those schools, when you go to those schools, those principals, they also enroll learners who are not supposed to be there. So, and this is causing a problem when it comes to those issues of food, funding, and whatnot, because at the end of the day, the money that was allocated to a certain school, it was meant for maybe 200 learners. But now in that boarding school, there's more than 800 learners. So it's giving us a problem. We have raised it several times in the portfolio committee. And I would also like to urge you, Honorable Premier, that you take action on how can we resolve this issue, because year in, year out, we raise it during the oversight visit in front of the department and the principals and whatnot. They will take it because you are there. But when you go back again next year, the same thing is there. So learners that are accepted in those schools, most of them or half of them, they are not supposed to be there. And they are stealing our money there because they are not supposed to be benefiting in those boarding schools. I thank you very much.
Honorable Premier.
Your concern is also our concern. The Office of the Premier also decided that must have to play our oversight on boarding schools after getting concerns that in some of our boarding schools, especially those that are bordering our good neighbors, Swaziland and Mozambique, that we have got kids that are coming from other countries. You even have got kids that are coming from other provinces, KwaZulu-Natal. In the main, I did not want to talk about Swaziland and Mozambique. I wanted to talk about kids especially coming from KwaZulu-Natal. So must have to pay special attention. I'm not saying that it's wrong for kids from KwaZulu-Natal to come to Mpumalanga and learn. But what is a challenge to us is that we have got a special program for boarding schools where the intention was to eliminate farm schools where we know that those that are working there on your farm schools, whether you think that they're getting a minimum wage but it's less, their salaries cannot be able to pay for school fees. That's why the former Premier Mabuza, when he built these schools, because Comrade Mabuza, I think his idea, he generated his idea one day when he was driving around Gersiband and saw two kids that they were walking barefoot. Then Comrade Mabuza stopped and talked to the two kids. From there, he took the two kids to their shack. I think it was around 2, 3. He waited for their parents to come back very late, around 7. And then immediately after that engagement and that observations, he decided that we must build boarding school because he knows that they cannot afford even to buy uniform. So we're paying for uniform, everything. They don't pay even a cent, those kids that are in our boarding schools. So it is not meant for all of us here, but currently in our boarding schools, we have got our own children that are there and they're not paying a cent. Your concern is our concern. I think the Department of Education also knows that concern. And the MEC, you must have to pay special attention so that in our boarding school, we'll have kids that they deserve to be there. If we have got enough space, those that they are there, they must pay even school fees. If They
Sorry,
are
Premier,
coming
MEC.
from our family.
Sorry, Premier, MEC Ubuke Pansi, she's not listening.
Honorable Mkabela, you must address the Honorable Premier through myself. Honorable Masango.
Now, Speaker, I think I will be out of order because there's already 2 follow-up questions. So I just observe the rules. Thank you.
Honorable Premier, can you please proceed to the next question? Question number 20 from Enti Ndlovu.
I thought I responded to this one last. The Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant General Daphne Manamel, was suspended on the 14th of June 2024, allegedly for installing CCTV cameras at the sub-provincial office, which is situated at Ferreira Street in Nelspruit, after 4 burglaries in the building where they stole computers and laptops with crucial police information. The Provincial Commissioner initiated the installation of the CCTV cameras because it was alleged that there was no adequate security at police building. This is the second suspension of the PC in 18 months after it was alleged that she did not declare the gifts, which she later provided a proof that she did declare those gifts. Honorable Premier, it must be noted that the first suspension of the Provincial Commissioner was set aside by the Pretoria High Court during March 2023, and that the second suspension was also set aside by the same Pretoria High Court on the 11th of October 2024. Honorable Premier, it must be noted that the timing of the suspension of the Provincial Commissioner leaves much to be desired because all the suspensions are effected during the major events of the province like SOPA and the inauguration of the Premier. According to the High Court judgment of the 11th of October 2024, the Provincial Commissioner was supposed to be back at work with immediate effect. The High Court further instructed the National Commissioner to write a letter to the Provincial Commissioner to uplift a suspension, but that did not happen. Instead, they wrote here a letter that says she must not report at work, and this is a contempt of court. Is the Premier aware that the Provincial Commissioner is on suspension? The way you are presenting this question, Honorable Law, I hope that you can be able to represent the Provincial Commissioner. If she can go to a hearing, you can represent her very well. One day they charged somebody that was closer to me, and I defended just like yourself. And they said that, Love, quickly, you must go and represent this CFO on a hearing. And I'm not saying that you must go and represent him. But I will say that I know. I have been briefed about all these matters. What is the Premier's understanding in terms of the Provincial Commissioner's post? The Provincial Commissioner remains on suspension. Consequently, the National Commissioner has appointed Major General Dr. Zef Mkwanazi as the acting Provincial Commissioner for the Mpumalanga province. Did the Premier get a briefing from the Minister of Police about the allegations against the Provincial Commissioner and subsequently the suspension? Recently, on the 29th of May, I met with a delegation from the Office of the National Commissioner, briefed myself on the matter concerning the suspension of the Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant General M.D. Manamer. The briefing indicated that the suspended commissioner has taken the matter to the Constitutional Court, where it is expected to be heard. The National Commissioner is currently awaiting confirmation of the hearing date. As the High Court has set aside the suspension of the Provincial Commissioner, what intervention is the Premier going to make, and by when? None at this stage. We're not going to make any intervention. We'll allow the due process to take its course, given that the suspended Provincial Commissioner has referred the matter to the Constitutional Court. South Africa is a constitutional country and must allow due process to take its course. When is the Provincial Commissioner coming back? Because she was supposed to have been back 4 months ago. The Provincial Commissioner, according to the report that I received from the National Commissioner, remains suspended, awaiting the Constitutional Court judgment. Thanks.
Honorable Ndlovu, do you have a follow-up question?
Thank you, Speaker. Yes, I have a follow-up question. Honorable Premier, I want to know if, do you think the suspension was fair? Thank you.
Honorable Premier.
Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Good is bad, and bad is good. So that's what I can respond on that question. We are saying that we are waiting for the due process. South Africa is a constitutional country. There will be no need for me just to make my own views known, because at the end of the day, I will not be even in the court. So I will support the court process, and I will accept the outcome of the court then.
Honorable Sidibe.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Premier, what is your understanding of the Police Act in terms of your role as a Premier and your relationship with the provincial SAPS and the provincial commissioner? Because the Act, the Police Act stipulates exactly your role there. And have you got a brief, since you have been a Premier, about the illegal minings in Mpumalanga and the Zamazamas that are taking place in our mining area? Thank you.
Honorable Premier.
Yeah, I know the act, but we are warned. I think it was Comrade Khalima Mutlantle, who said that if you see a person moving around, holding whether the constitution of the ANC or something, you must know that there is something wrong that he wants to do, and he wants to use the constitution to defend himself. The act is complicated in the main because it gives powers to the MEC. We thought that the Premier can write, if he doesn't want the PEC, the Premier can indicate that we have lost trust. No, it's not the Premier that should do that. It's the MEC. But it's obvious that MEC are performing those duties on behalf of the Premier, and then he will have to engage with me. I know my role. When they appoint, they'll want even to have a buy-in from the Premier. That is my role, part of my role. But some of the things that you want me to do, it will be interference. I will be putting my big nose into a process that doesn't need me. If somebody will suspend, I'm indicating to you that when I think in Bushbuckridge they suspended the secretary of the ANC, who happened to be the CFO. And we said as comrades that no, they can't. And the ANC came there to address us, but what is it that you want to do? Because your member has been suspended. And we said that no, this is about factions. And they said no, you must allow him to quickly go there and appear before these due processes. So our understanding always will be, if the MEC will charge, I will not say to the MEC, hey, don't. We'll want to know, the MEC, are you sure? No, I am sure. MEC, are you sure? I said, okay, let's allow this due process. So we're allowing on this one. We will not be persuaded on this one. We'll allow the court to do its part. We'll allow the National Commissioner that has been appointed to deal with this matter, and our Provincial Commissioner will appear, and if finally a decision will be taken, we are flexible. Like myself, I am flexible. I'm not going to say that if the court will rule in a favor, that I am not willing to work with here in the province. Will come back and work with us here in the province. I'm not fully briefed about illegal mining here in Mpumalanga. I'm not fully briefed. I will know here and there. I will know because one day I thought that these illegal miners, I thought that they wanted to control when our villages where they were not even cooperating when our police were in pilgrim rest. So we decided that we must go there and fight, because we will not surrender this country to criminals. People must know that we are not afraid. We will not surrender this country to criminals. But getting a briefing, I'm just getting information from the rumor mill. So, but I don't have. Maybe we'll request a report from the intelligence of the country, not utilizing all these people that are also conflicted from the province. We request maybe national that they must give us a briefing on the illicit these mining activities in the province. So then that I will say that I've got a balanced description of what is happening. I'm just hearing gossip from even from our own people that claim that they have got more information. Sometimes when you listen to them, you realize that they are just convinced that they know. Meanwhile, they don't know. Thanks.
The next question is from Honorable TMJ Grovier-Morgan. Honorable Premier, can you please respond in writing? Then we'll move to question number 22 from Honorable T.G. Kosana. You can respond to that question.
Okay.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, okay.
Honorable Lukele.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would request that the Premier respond on this question in writing, please.
I request in writing. Sure, thanks.
Honorable members, let me remind you about the rules of the House on acting for absent members, rule number 56. A member may take charge of a motion or an order of the day in the absence of the member in charge, provided he or she has been authorized to do so by such member, and the Speaker or any person acting in that capacity has been informed. Honorable Premier, question number 23. I was not informed about Honorable Kibi because he's not here. And question number 24, you'll respond in writing. And also question number 25, I was not informed. Question 26, you will respond in writing. Then you will go to question number 27.
Which is the last?
Yes. Honorable Sidibe.
Yeah, EFF questions, all of them we have sent in apologies for our members and indicated that we were going to replace them for those questions. Honorable Kribe and Honorable Malachi, who are busy with funeral arrangements for two of our fighters. And the apology was submitted.
Honorable Sidibe, I have read the rule. Rule number 56 on acting for absent member, the Speaker was not informed. I'm not informed. Therefore, the question falls off. Honorable Premier, can you proceed to the last question?
No. But what does apology means? I'm saying we were informed in time by yesterday because we knew that our members would. We don't do that mistake. Can you check with your team? We even send a letter that we are replacing them.
I will sit down and
Oh, she was. You are not. You are no. You were not a speaker anyway. Sorry. Yeah, we are correct. We were not informed because we were not there. Remember?
Yes, you are correct. I was not a speaker.
Yes.
But the members which indicated that they will not be here, I'm informed. Like, for instance, the ones for the DA, that is why I made that ruling. But the one from the EFF, I did not get that.
No, there is. They must explain. They are giving. We always do that.
I hope that you are not eating on my time.
Yeah, thank you, honorable members. Let me clarify once again. The apology from Honorable R.J. Malachi. Greetings, Honorable Speaker. The EFF would like to submit an apology. Honorable R.J. Malachi will not be able to attend the meeting, the sitting of the 17th of July 2025 due to political commitments. Hope you will find the above in order. There's no delegation. I therefore rule that Honorable Premier can proceed to the last question.
No, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mkabela.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I just wanted to check if there's no option in the rules that allows the party leader, since he is here, and the apology. No. No. I'm not allowing that when I'm on the podium. I'm checking with you, Speaker, if there's no option to allow the party leader to nominate or delegate or take that question on behalf of Honorable Malaji, since you have received his apology. I'm just checking if there's another option on the rule book so they can assist us and then we move. Thank you.
Honorable members, there's no rule that indicate that. It's only Rule 56. The heading is acting for absent member. A member may take charge of a motion or an order of the day in the absence of the member in charge, provided he or she has been authorized to do so by such member. The apology which I read in the House, there's no authorization. I therefore rule that the Honorable Premier proceed with the last question.
Colin, send sharp.
We abide by the rules, no problem.
Okay. Honorable Kambule, AFF, to ask the Honorable Premier, following the arson attacks on Patco buses, which disrupted the lives of commuters who rely on these services daily, there is a need for the long-awaited Moloto rail corridor that is now becoming even more urgent. The concept for the Moloto rail corridor was first developed by the first Premier of Mpumalanga, Dr. Matthews Posa, during his term of office from 1994 to 1999. Since then, 4 additional premiers have come and gone, but the project has yet not begun. What has been the primary reason for the delay in the Moloto Rail Corridor project despite its conceptualization as early as 1994? Rail is the competency of the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa, PRASA, an entity under the National Department of Transport. National Department of Transport completed a feasibility study for the Moloto Rail Corridor in 2012. It was since recommended that the study be reviewed to be in line with the current conditions on the ground. Furthermore, the Moloto route, which stretches between provinces of Gauteng, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga, was transferred to SANRAL for upgrades and maintenance. Can you provide a clear timeline for when construction of the Moloto Rail Corridor will begin? And what steps are being taken to fast-track it? Rail is the competency of the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa. As indicated previously, the province has again requested the Department of Transport through PRASA to consider Mpumalanga rail corridors when restoring metro rail corridors in other provinces, as indicated in my State of the Province address. what measures are being put in place to ensure the safety of commuter services in Dr. J.S. Moroka and Tembisile while the rail project is still in development. Moloto Road, which is R573, is a critical economic corridor managed by Sanral. Moloto Road upgrade project currently is under construction. It is spanned between the Mpumalanga, Gauteng, and the Pompo province. Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport assist with preventative maintenance in both Dr. J.S. Moroka and Tembisile local municipality on a monthly basis, which include patching of potholes and blading of gravel road. The project highlights, as reported by Sanral, includes 139 kilometers of road improvements, 17 work packages, 4 work packages currently under construction. The estimated total cost of this project is 11.5 billion. Estimated job creation 6,250. Mpumalanga section budget 2.2 billion. Total length 48.8 kilometer. Contract A has constructed roughly between 24.7 to 36.2 kilometers, and is under contract A 24.7, and contract B currently is constructing 36.2. Contracts B, C, D, and E are in the design phase. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to respond on a number of questions that have been asked by members of this important body. I want to thank you that your questions can see that are assisting also the Office of the Premier to play my oversight role. Thank you.
Honorable Nkambule, do you have a follow-up question?
Thank you very much, Speaker. I'm covered. Thank you.
Are there any follow-up questions from other honorable members? Honorable Sidibe.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Well, Honorable Premier, we are fully aware that the rail is under the competence of PRASA. But the provincial government is a stakeholder in this regard, and it's one that initiated the construction of the Moloto rail corridor. So the question, in short, will be, are you, as a Premier in charge now, in support of the initiative brought by your erstwhile predecessors and predecessor for this Moloto rail corridor? Thank you, Speaker. Are you in support or not?
Honorable Premier.
There was one lecturer who was not comfortable when we asked him questions that we know the answer. You know the answer, Mr. Sidibe, that there is no way in which the Premier of the province will not support this massive project, Moloto Corridor. Decisions that have been taken by my predecessor, even the first Premier of the province, are still our priority. You can't pick and choose that if he had 2 corridors that he wanted to be implemented here in Mpumalanga, Maputo, and Moloto. You can't say that you want Maputo, you don't want Moloto. By the way, I engaged with the Minister of Transport, about also other corridors, not only that one. We agreed in principle with the Minister that when she starts, because she said that she is going to initiate also engagement and are even going to advertise some of these projects, she'll want me by that time to pay special attention and engage with her. I am ready at any time to engage with the Minister. We will prioritize it. We support it more than 100%. Thanks.
Honorable Masango.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Premier, you know, the transport of the road in Moloto has killed so many people. And the taking over of Sanral is not going to reduce the accident at all. And the other aspect of this is that the bus is expensive for people because they are traveling on a daily basis to and from the Pretoria. My question is just, is this government still pursuing the railway corridor in Moloto or not?
Honorable Premier.
Yeah, I thought that I have responded. We are pursuing this project. I know even during the time of Minister Joe Maswanganyi, I engaged with Joe Maswanganyi. Even the day that they discussed in the cabinet, he briefed me that on that day they will be engaging, that after the engagement he was going to brief me. So in principle, we are supporting this project. By the way, your concerns are our concerns. I am happy that some of your members now, they are in government. Even Jane is a deputy minister. When she phoned me now, she is saying to me that, Love, there were some of the things that we did not know when we were on the other side. We thought that it is easy. Ourselves, we were told long ago that wait up until you will be in government. And this is what we said to your honorable former speaker, that you are now with us here. You were on the other side. We're complaining that you want to play an oversight every day. You don't give us time to do our work as executive. So maybe this time you're going to complain with us to the speaker. By the way, you know you were this side, we're complaining with you that we are not given enough time to do our work. So that project, we must know that we are prioritizing it. There is no way in which we can have our own preference separate from the people of former Kwandever. Thanks.
Thank you very much,
And the
Honorable
Speaker was
Premier.
arrested for that in Moloto corridor.
Honorable
Oh,
Speaker,
sorry.
I did not note you. Thank you, Honorable Premier, for responding to all the questions. That also brings us to the end of today's business. You are all requested to remain standing in your places until the procession has left the chamber. The House is now adjourned until Tuesday, the 22nd of July, 2025 at 9 o'clock in the chamber of the legislature.